Hello, chat, Dan VR. Before we get into today's story time, and it is a good one, I want to say that we're so close to reaching my goal for the end of 2023. I wanted to get to 17,000 subscribers and 500 followers on Instagram, where I've been posting a lot of IRL content. I genuinely want to branch out and kind of grow my channel, grow my brand, and that's the best way to do it. So if you could drop a follow, drop a sub, that would mean the world to me. Now, going into today's video, we're going over the time where I, very easily could have died, just straight up died. Now, in middle school and high school, and then even, through, the first part of college, into my, late teens, I thought I was Tony Hawk. All right, I thought I was the next big fucking thing. They're gonna make a skate game after me. I was skateboarding all the time. And not just skateboarding, not just fucking kickflip, ollie, that kind of stuff. I had a longboard, and I would do the downhill, speed skates. Because I lived in a really hilly area, so I would jump on the board and go down these massive hills, these long stretches of road, and you could get up to 50 miles an hour on some of them. And imagine that, you're on a piece of wood, a piece of fucking bamboo, going down going down the street. No brakes, no nothing. You're just on a piece of wood. 50 miles an hour, wind in your hair, rushing against your face, rushing in your ears. You can't hear anything but wind. Duh, there's nothing like it. That feeling is pure euphoria. And it's euphoric because it's terrifying. So, what was happening is that it was a Friday. I was out with my roommate. We were just skating. We were fucking bombing hills. It was a good day. And we were on our way back to my place with my roommate. Our friend on the other side of town was throwing a party. So all right, we're going to finish up skating, get home, shower up, jump in the whip. We're going to go over to our friend's house. We're going to have a good fucking time. Party's going to be lit. It's going to be a great time. So I decide, on the way back to my house, hey, let's do this last hill. So in my hometown, there's essentially a hill that starts on one end of town and goes all the way down, ending at the bottom where the local high school is. So imagine 2 miles of pretty much hill, and then it ends at the high school parking lot. So I'm, and now, in a lack of better judgment, I was high as fuck. I was hitting the Benjamin all day. We was fucked up. And I jump on my board, I bomb this hill, just tearing down max speed, and I hit the high school parking lot, probably doing 30, 35 miles an hour at this point. And normally you're able to, the high school parking lot's big enough that you can turn out of it and lose your momentum and then just be good. Well, I was going so fast that I wasn't able to turn out of it. So I was heading straight on at the high school, which was just a solid brick wall. It was just a big fucking sign they may as well have spray painted on the side that just says, "Your death here," with an X. So I had enough time to realize, one, I was going way too fast and I could not stop myself. And two, there was no way out. I was wearing a pair of shorts, no shirt, no helmet, no knee pads, nothing. So I had enough time to realize that no matter what I do here, it is inevitable that I'm going to crash. No matter how it happens, it is going to be terrible. Because if I bail off and roll it, I'm going to tear my skin down to the bone. There was no good options here. That is what I decided on because I didn't want to hit a wall. So I bail on the board, but I'm going so fast that my momentum carries me through the air like I'm Superman pose flying. And I hit the brick wall head on. Now, again, I didn't have a helmet on, so what I did is I took my right arm and I wrapped it around my head with my forehead and my eyes pretty much in my bicep, and with my left arm, I put it out in front of me to brace for the impact. So I hit this wall and I bounced off it. Next time you're in school or you're in the store, you're near a brick wall, playfully throw yourself into it. You don't bounce. You hit it, stop. Do you know what that feels like? To go 35 miles an hour to 0 miles an hour, boom, like that. It is not fun. It is not a good experience. I hit this wall so hard that I fucking bounced off it and then skidded across the pavement. Again, I will reiterate. I bounced off a brick wall. It threw me back multiple feet. And then I skid across the pavement. That's how hard I hit this fucking wall. So I'm on the ground. I'm like, okay, I'm still conscious. I'm conscious. That's good. That's a really good sign. I'm running my right hand through my hair, feeling all over my scalp. I'm like, okay, look at my hand, no blood. I feel all over my face. My hand's all bloodied up. I'm like, okay, so I must have cut something on my face or something. I don't know. But I'm okay. Nothing feels out of place. Thank fucking God. And I go to push myself off the ground and I fall over and I hit my face again. I'm like, oh shit. The guy must have lost my balance. And I look over and my arm is bent out of place. So I'm like, oh fuck. My friend's at the top of the parking lot. I'm like, Tyler, like, I broke my wrist, like, I broke my arm. Like, fuck. And he didn't believe me. He thought I was just being exaggerated. He thought I was being a baby. He thought I was exaggerating. But the neighbors that like live near the high school, a good 100 yards away, her husband comes charging out and he says, I heard you hit the wall. Because my board hit the wall too and it like exploded. He's like, I heard you hit the wall. Like, are you good? And he saw my wrist and he was like, oh fuck. He's like, all right, man, like elevate it above your heart, keep the swelling down. Like, I'm going to call an ambulance. And my eyes shot open. That was like pure terror. Calling an ambulance was worse than breaking my arm. I was like, no. Like, I cannot afford an ambulance. And I live like right next to the high school. Like my driveway goes into the road that is attached to the high school. So I throw my friend comes over and I throw my keys to him. I'm like, dude, get my car. Like, you're just going to drive me to the hospital. And this fucking neighbor, man, he's like, I don't know. That looks really bad. I think you need an ambulance. And I was just like, I don't need I need money. What I don't need is debt. Do I need an ambulance? Maybe. But ambulances cost money. Money I don't have. Especially now that my fucking wrist is all busted up. So no, we're just going to drive there. Friend puts me in the car. We drive downtown to our like local ER. I rush out of the car. Fucking boom, shoulder check the door open. I'm like stumbling through the parking lot. My vision's going black around the edges. Like I'm about to pass out. So I drop to a knee. I hit the ground, and I'm like, oh fuck. Like I'm right at the door at this point, and I look up, and I see this fucking poster board on an easel that says closed due to COVID-19. Like they were so short-staffed that the like small ER that our little like clinic hospital had in our hometown wasn't open. So, and I was like ready to scream, cry, like, oh my fucking God, you can't be fucking serious. So my friend had to pull the car around because I could not move at this point or I'd pass out. I was straight laying on the concrete, just like in the parking lot where ambulances normally pull up. He pulls around, he gets me in the car, like 10-15 minute drive to the like actual big county hospital. Every bump, I feel like lightning bolts of pain down my arm. I'm rocking back and forth in the passenger seat, like, oh, help me, help. Like, it was terrible. We get there. This fucking guy, like, random dude up front comes over to the wheelchair. He's like, oh, here, put him in the wheelchair, get him in there. So my friend takes me inside, puts me at the ER station. I, like, to do the sign-in process or whatever. The guy then gives my friend this, like, key fob, this random, like, little rectangle thing. He's like, here, you'll need this. And then the guy, like, fucks off or something. Now, at this time, I'm inside, that, like, the ER, like, desk or whatever. And the fucking nurse is like, oh, what seems to be the problem? She sees my arm. She's like, oh, don't worry, sugar. You gonna be all right. Like, we'll get to you when we can, sugar. Don't worry. All the fucking people in there are looking at me like dumbfounded, like this kid is messed up. And she's like, oh, don't worry, sugar. You be all right. I'm gonna need you to sign this, though. I need your personal info, okay? One hand has a clipboard in it that she hands to me. Her other hand has a pen that she tries to hand to me. Bitch, I only have one hand that I can even feel, let alone use right now, and it's holding up my other arm so it doesn't go limp and fucking fall and hit something. Like, are you actually fucking, are you serious? I was in disbelief. Luckily, like, an actual, like, maybe 5 minutes into me in this wheelchair at the desk, like, trying to scribble out in, like, excruciating pain my fucking name, An actual doctor comes through the like double doors they have and takes one look at me, and she's like, "Holy shit!" Like their exact words were, "Holy shit!" It's like, "This kid needs a bed right now." Immediately grabs me, takes me back. She starts making calls like, "Get him a bed right now. We have like XYZ. I need X-ray. We need fentanyl." She was saying that the fentanyl obviously was for the pain, but it lowers your heart rate, which was going to keep me from passing out, so that they were able to actually get info from me on what happened. And my friend was like still in the lobby. It's like, they took my friend back. Like, can I go in there? And they're like, "What's his name?" And like, "Oh, his name's Dan, blah." And they're like, "Oh, like, yeah, like, you can go through. We saw you come in with him." It's like, and he tried to give the key fob to the lady at the ER desk. Like, "Here, the guy outside gave me this for the wheelchair." And she just looked at him. He's like, "What guy?" And my friend was like, "The wheelchair guy that gave us the wheelchair." And she's like, "We don't have anyone that hands out wheelchairs." And the like security or like police that they have like in the lobby came over, and he's like, "Can I take a look at that?" And he just was like, "Yeah, they don't, this isn't ours. Like, do you want me to hold on to it?" And my friend's like, "Yeah." So this guy was probably gonna kidnap me for all I know. That could be a fucking tracking device. But anyways, so they put me in the room, they put me in the bed, they gave me 2 doses of fentanyl. And this is actually getting like pretty deep. This is like a personal thing. I'm a former addict, so I was like in the nicest way trying to tell the nurse, like, "Listen, lady, like, I'm gonna need a little more juice, okay? I know for most people this dosage is probably enough. It is not enough for me, okay? We gotta bump that shit up massively because I'm in excruciating pain. You gave me 2 doses. It doesn't feel like you gave me any." Eventually, they dialed it in. I had like 4 doses of fentanyl, hydrocodone, and then some like perks or something. So I was feeling good. I was feeling really good. They take me back to get my x-rays. I'm like, the x-ray tech was a younger woman, probably like my age. And I was like, "Do you think I need surgery?" Which was such a fucking dumb thing to ask. Like, obviously I needed surgery. And she just looked at me and she's like, "Dude, yes, you need surgery. Look at your wrist." I was like, "Oh, fuck." Which is like, it's unprofessional, but at the same time, I asked her, like, "Please just tell me the truth. Like, I need someone to I need some normalcy. Everybody's being so professional and all like, oh, this is really serious, blah, blah, blah. Like, I need somebody to just be, like, chill and tell me, like, straight up how it is." But she's like, "Dude, yeah, you need surgery. You're fucked up." And this happened on a Friday, okay? The orthopedic surgeon was not open until Monday. So that whole weekend, essentially, I'm just laid up in bed, cut up, just in excruciating pain. They put it in a splint, but that's it. That's literally all they could do for me until Monday, where I could go into the orthopedic surgeon. So it's like whatever, they get the x-rays, they're like, "Send those over to whoever needs to see him," or whatever. Like, "Yeah, you need surgery. But like, otherwise, we can't, like, here's your painkillers. Like, that's really all we can give you." Keep in mind, actually, I immediately left the ER. We went and got Taco Bell, and then I still went to the party with a broken ass fucking arm, like hyped up on all kinds of different shit. Like, I still went to the party, and I tried hooking up with the girl, and I didn't get any. I don't even know what I would have. Imagine like I'm smacking her with my limp arm, just boom, boom. Yeah, you like that? Like, but eventually I get into the orthopedic surgeon. They cut me up. I have pictures of it that are super cool. I asked him, like, "Yo, can you take pictures like during the surgery, like inside my arm?" But that's obviously like gore. Like, I can't show that on YouTube. They're super cool pictures though. I have 2 titanium plates on both bones in my wrist. I had like 5 or 10 screws because I broke bones in my hand as well and chipped stuff up. So there were screws through my arm and my hand that they later had to pull out with pliers when they took the cast off. And I have like, I think 24 metal screws through the plates that held everything together that I still have. So I have a massive scar, which I will have like forever. And I lost a lot of range of motion. Like, I can't do flat palm push-ups anymore because my left like wrist or arm doesn't bend back that far anymore. So I had to give up jiu-jitsu, which was something I really enjoyed. I had to give up guitar, which was something I was learning at the time and really loved. And I was advised not to skate for obvious reasons, but I still do from time to time when I'm like in my hometown with my old friends. You just got it. Like, fuck it, man. You only live once. Then I could have, my only living once could have ended right there. I later like asked like my surgeon, who's a really cool guy. I was like, does this happen a lot? He's like, oh yeah, like I do this surgery all the time. Like what happened to you is super common. And I told him the story, and he's like, you know, man, like I tell this to everybody, but you seriously should wear protective gear. Like if you hit that wall head on, like that's like almost guaranteed like skull fracture. If any of those fragments got into your brain, like, dude, you're probably dead. And dead at 19, that's a hell of a way to go, man. So, be safe, everybody. Be safe.